do.
All right. You know what? It's just things are not the same when Robin's not here. Well, you and I are fumbling around on all these things that she normally does.
Well, that's what we do. We fumble.
So it throws us off from the things we normally do. Galen, you know that's on the phone. Hopefully we can get through this segment all right. Good morning, Galen.
Hey, good morning. Dan, Larry, Robin, please come home.
Look, it's not on fire yet. We haven't burnt the place down, so it's a positive.
No, Dan, and I think Larry said it well. You're doing yeoman's work. You're doing yeoman's work, son. You're just not very good at it.
Well, that's okay.
Where are you right now?
Tree zone.
The tree zone.
Well,
Well, so in Dan's fourth and final substitution period right now, I have actually a segment.
By the way, I love that. The final.
I know, yeah.
Robin say no, maybe out again, but Dan won't be back.
The fourth and final. No, I said this.
Own the station, but there's a limit to how many times you can substitute.
No, I said fourth and final for this period. There could be another period.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. You noticed that too, Galen? Thanks. I noticed, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
you
have,
and I both know the truth.
So I have a segment here that actually I catered to Dan, but I think you'll appreciate it too. It's got to do with movies, and I know everybody makes fun of my movie watching, but I've actually seen 4 of these 10 movies.
Really, that's pretty good.
That is impressive.
They must not have been made in the last 30 years.
Well, you're right in some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So before we do the fun thing, how's the blood supply? How's it looking?
We're pretty good on red cells. We really need people to donate platelets right now and apheresis. Our apheresis usage, and we can't really put a finger as to why. It's just a lot of elective surgeries right now, and our platelet usage is gone way up. So we are short of apheresis donors, and we need more of them.
Okay, all right. So platelets. Wow. And you know what I wonder? Yeah. Answer this question. Now, I was told I couldn't do platelets, and I can't remember what the reason was. My veins were too deep or something. And yet I was able to give a double dose, whatever you call it, the Alex machine.
Right.
So is it possible that maybe the first test was wrong, that I really could give platelets?
It wasn't. Well, it's not really a test. It's our. This sounds horrible, but it's our tech's belief that they can actually get the vein so that it can accept for the blood to come out, and then also for everything else to go back in. So the next time you're in there, you can ask and say, "Hey, do you think I could do apheresis and get platelets?"
Apheresis?
Nobody knows. Apheresis. It's Latin for to separate.
Sounds like something I get at a Mexican restaurant.
Right? I wouldn't want to eat it.
No,
You know?
no.
Yeah, I guess not.
By the way, did you hear the story about the kangaroo meat?
Yeah, I've eaten kangaroo meat before.
You have? Do you like
good?
it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not chewy. Wouldn't you expect it to be chewy?
You would think something would bounce around, yeah.
Yeah,
I would think it's nasty.
It was close to lamb. It was closer to lamb than it was to cow.
Where do you get kangaroos, though, in Ormond Beach? I mean, they're not just hopping along the beach.
No, the guy orders it from Australia.
The kangaroo?
Well, they have kangaroo farms.
For meat.
Oh, they have kangaroo. Oh,
There's a huge kangaroo farm in Jordan.
Really?
Yeah. It's and they have something like 45 or 50 kangaroos there.
Oh, I'm not comfortable with that.
It would be a good menu item for IHOP, though, I think.
Oh, boom. Oh, that's terrible.
I heard that in your news update. So I was like, you really went there. I mean,
of course I did.
Probably did that at 5:30 in the morning, and it was funny. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
It's too silly. Hey, if it's the red skeleton philosophy. If I made one person laugh, I did my job.
You did. I appreciate that. You are a clown.
There's somebody who laughed at that one.
Galen doesn't count, though.
All right, so here's my fun topic for today. It is the top 10 films with the best special effects. I'm really relying heavily on Dan and you because I don't know much about this stuff. I'm assuming.
Can we just make the assumption that Avatar is number one?
Whoa, you know
It's
what?
up there, I'm
He's-
sure.
He's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
It is number one on this list, yes.
All right.
So
Well,
RoboCroc probably not on the list.
RoboCop, you want to just guess and I'll see
No,
which ones you-
RoboCroc. Yeah, the sci-fi. You know, they always.
RoboCroc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Thumb Wars is not on here either.
What? No Thumb Wars. Well, now I'm just disappointed.
Avatar is number one. I don't know exactly how they decided which would be number one, but that's the one they put at
Well, I
number
mean,
one.
the whole movie was special effects.
Yeah, it's
I
a
mean,
James Cameron
there's nothing
masterpiece.
else.
I guess
Yeah, I mean, it was a chick flick.
I guess I have to see the movie.
Oh, that was the one you didn't
You
see.
didn't miss anything.
I did not see that one.
No, that
You didn't
wasn't.
miss anything.
It wasn't a bad movie.
I didn't say it was bad. I just said I haven't
No,
seen
Galen
it.
is though.
Oh, did you like it?
They say it was bad. I mean, like my wife watched it like 16 times. I'm like, oh, this movie's so
ABC
bad.
News
after
Now.
The
Well,
first time.
Well, ABC agrees, but I
That's my cue. This is WOCA Ocala.
the source.
The source.
Now, yeah, 16 times. Okay, yeah, I've watched it twice. Once, in the
All right.
I don't
So
even
let's
remember
go
where.
to 10, Larry. Talk to me about 10.
All right, number 10 is Deep Impact, 1998.
That was with Morgan
Alright.
Freeman,
It says,
Yeah.
okay, I thought you guys would
the
know this one.
asteroid.
I don't think I saw this one. It said Deep Impact, 1998, science fiction disaster film. A 7-mile wide comet discovered by a young astronomer, Elijah Wood, to be heading toward Earth with the predicted consequence of mass extinction.
Yeah, I don't even know if I put that in the top 10. It was okay for special effects, but I don't remember anything.
Yeah, I don't remember anything. I mean, Days of Thunder was better than that one.
Yeah, as far as special effects, you had a few comets and
A supersonic mega tsunami is featured in the movie. Wasn't that a good special effect, or did it look like a bathtub?
probably was a
I
bathtub.
guess that did look pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
All right, I'll give it to that one. I'll give that one to it, yeah.
So they're going back for this. That was 96,
98. It says
98.
the
We're gonna see
power
Jurassic Park in here
and
somewhere.
destruction of the comet fragment. No, they go earlier than that. All right, Saving Private Ryan is number 9.
Oh yeah. Well, you gotta remember the opening scene when they're invading Normandy Beach.
Yeah.
It was spectacular. And it was. They remember they had veterans who actually watched the movie and were, having flashbacks to the actual.
Oh, yeah,
filming,
yeah, right.
How realistic it was.
Yeah, that was a
So-
messy theater.
Yeah.
In fact, that is what they point out. The 27-minute portrayal of the D-Day Normandy beach landings is one of the reasons it's on the list at all.
Yeah, rightfully so. Great movie too.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Too realistic for some surviving veterans, as Galen just pointed out. That's
It
also
was a
in the
Spielberg
article.
flick, right?
Was it a Spielberg? I
Or
don't
Ron
know.
Howard.
Let's see, Tom Hanks was in it.
Yeah, that was Steven Spielberg, Tom
Yeah.
Hanks,
Yes, it was Steven
Matt
Spielberg. Yeah.
Black,
All right.
Oh, Matt Damon too, right?
Matt Damon.
Tom
Was
Sizemore.
Private Ryan.
Yeah.
And the most moving part of that whole movie is at the end when he says, "Tell me I earned it." Remember that? That just will rip your heart out.
So it's the
Remember
story.
when Tom Hanks
Yeah.
died
The
and
three
he said,
brothers were.
"Earned it,
Yeah.
earned it." And then, at the end, and he's back there in front of the cross of Tom Hanks. And he
So is
asked his wife if he earned it.
so just going back.
Great movie.
Just going back to taking what you just said right there, and then going back to what you said about the number one Avatar movie. Okay,
Yeah.
It sounds like the movies that hit us the best are the ones that have two things: a good storyline and good special effects.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, you can't have one without the other. I mean,
Really, a good storyline by itself wouldn't work anymore.
If you don't have, I would rather have a good movie line and not have any special effects,
Right.
rather than have bad ones. Because when you
Right.
have bad ones, it just cheapens the entire film. Am I right, Galen?
Of course.
Oh, absolutely. There have been some great movies without special effects.
Yeah, and you just leave them all
that I
out.
love.
But as soon as you put the tub in the bathtub and film it, you're tugboat in a bathtub. You're in trouble here.
That's right.
It's just like, oh, this isn't even a real film. It's a sci-fi special Saturday night.
All right, now this has always confused me. Star Wars Episode 4, because I always thought this was the first one. So when I first saw this, I thought
It is the first one.
That is the first one.
See, I don't remember watching this movie in 1977.
77.
I was in California. I don't remember seeing Part 4 and saying to anybody, "Part 4? What happened to the first 3?"
Everybody
I
else
think
did.
That was in that. No, they didn't.
Oh yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
They said, where's 1, 2, and 3?
No, they did. They changed the graphics.
Thank you.
Look, the opening scene All right, the opening scene with the spaceship after they talk about the prologue and
Right.
they set the scene with the words,
Right.
and the spaceship comes flying out of the bottom of the screen. That was amazing. I mean, that was some, and the lightsaber fights, and the Bhutan gun thing. There were some amazing special effects.
But as amazing as they were for 1977, didn't George Lucas go back and redo them because he with
Of course, it was 30 years later,
Okay.
20 years later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, new technology.
So somebody
Yeah,
now,
I mean, at the time, it was so far advanced.
but see, does anybody actually have the first one without the 4 on it?
Yeah, you have to have a VHS
I
copy.
do. I do. I have the VHS copy. Yeah.
Oh, and there's no
But,
4 at the beginning.
There's no 4 at the beginning.
There you
the
go.
problem is I have nothing to play it on.
Oh no! Oh no!
Who has VHS left?
All right,
It's like a cassette tape. What the heck am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
number 7 on the list, and this is the top 10 films with the best special effects. If you're just tuning in, Transformers.
Yeah. That was.
The first one?
You agree?
Yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah,
first one.
you know what was great about Transformers was the way the robots transformed. They transformed just like the toy. And that was really, really cool. And how they did it by piece by piece by piece.
Oh, they spent millions and millions of dollars on those special effects. Each part
Amazing, huh?
really moved and really was in sync with each other. I mean, they got really technical in this movie for the special effects. It wasn't just a throw a few parts together. They don't fit anatomically correctly. They fit.
Is that the biggest expense in a modern movie? Is the special effects?
Oh, yeah, by far. Well, that and the star.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the talent.
Yeah, if you're paying your talent $30 million a film, that's a pretty big chunk of the movie.
That's true. Yeah.
The movie cost $60
So why
million.
don't they make movies with talented but unknown guys?
They
and
do
women?
all the time, and you don't see them
They
on the
don't
big
sell as
screen.
well.
Yeah, that's
Oh, they don't sell as
Well,
well?
look at the movie Gravity that just came out. And apparently the special effects in that are incredible. But
And they say
without
the story is good in
Sandra
that one.
Bullock and George Clooney wouldn't be that big.
Oh, really?
Just wouldn't be the box office smash without those two.
Yeah, if you put 2 unknown characters in there, then it would just be a sci-fi special on the.
But wasn't Star Wars filled with unknowns?
Unless it's Jaws. Unless it's Jaws.
Now, Star Wars, yes, Star Wars was filmed with a few unknowns at the time.
They were all
and
unknown,
that
weren't
was,
they?
Well, Carrie Fisher
They
wasn't.
did, but they did that intentionally. Yeah.
And they didn't expect.
But they went way over the top on the special effects.
Yeah,
Carrie Fisher was well known in
not
77.
well known, but she had done a few things.
By the
She
way,
was pretty famous.
of the ones we've said so far, I've seen Saving Private Ryan, Star Wars, and that's it.
Oh, that's it.
The next one I have seen, Independence Day, is number 6.
Oh, Will Smith. Yeah,
Yeah, it's what a great speech the president gives.
it's not just our 4th of July; it is our Independence Day, something like that.
It's the day we celebrate our independence. Yeah, right. It was a good movie.
Huh? I don't remember that.
Alien. It's kind of a Roswell story. Aliens come down to attack us, and
1997. That's how long ago that was.
yeah,
Wow, it doesn't seem like it.
that was a pretty big movie for Will Smith too.
Yeah, it sure was.
Is that the one he did when he turned down The Matrix?
I believe you're right. Yeah, he could have had Keanu Reeves' movie.
Yeah, can you imagine that movie with I'm sure Matrix is in here
It would
somewhere.
have been, I mean, it wouldn't have been as serious. They would have made it more a lot of one-liners because that's what Will Smith does.
More Men in
One-liners.
Blackish.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, number 5 is a movie called District 9. Any idea?
Yeah, I've seen District 9. It's another alien story.
It's a Peter Jackson movie.
Correct.
Kind of a shaky film movie, a little bit. I'm not a big fan. It was
I'm trying
okay.
to- I thought it was a bad storyline.
What kind of a story?
Storyline, I didn't really. It's an
Oh, bad.
alien where there's this other district where people don't really live there because it's uninhabitable. Uninhabitable. Is it even a word?
Yeah, that's a word.
No.
So this is what it says here. It says that this was Peter Jackson's movie. He wanted WOCA Digital to work on the effects for the film's creatures, but they were busy working on Avatar.
Well, yeah, it happens.
WOCA. That must be the people who get the credit for
I don't
that.
know, James Cameron or Peter Jackson. Where are you going to go?
Yeah, right,
Peter
right.
Jackson's got a lot of credits to him
That's
now.
a no-brainer.
Yeah.
All right, number 4 is the more recent version of King Kong.
Again, Peter Jackson.
Yeah. And again, the same kind of a feel for a movie with a lot of handheld camera work.
Is it the same storyline as the old King Kong?
Similar. I was disappointed with. I mean, Jack Black. They cast Jack Black for this one, and I mean, he did okay, but he just is so stereotyped in what he does and his rock and roll, and
He's so over the top. And
yeah, he's a kind of a
everything's
cheesy
bigger
actor.
than it is. And, yeah.
I didn't like the casting. in that.
It was the more like the very original where they go and they find this exotic island and they're going to film and they discover this animal and they try to bring it back. And
So this
all
it
that stuff.
says here that the King Kong was actually a guy in a gorilla suit, and it looked real.
Probably.
That's what it says. Andy Serkis, Serkis, Circus, wore a full suit in the shape of a gorilla in which he acted out the Kong motions and behavioral patterns. His performance as Kong earned him a significant praise, and Jackson's adaptation of this into the film was also praised. What they actually filmed him and put it in there? Or I'm trying to figure out. Or did they then take that and convert it?
They used him for a lot of the close-ups and his one-on-ones with the female. I can't remember. I don't know her name, but the female star who wants him to be set free and all that.
okay.
But
Did he do motion capture in that one too?
Yep, sure did.
Motion capture is where they put
That's
all
what
the
he's
tiny
done.
little balls on your body and your little ping pong
Oh,
balls.
is that what that is? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know what that meant.
And then they dance around on stage, and then they transpose that, I guess is the word, onto the film, and so it looks like the gorilla's doing what you're doing.
Wow, that's cool. Hold on, you have a phone call. Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning, Dan, Larry, and Galen. How is everybody today?
Morning, Jim.
Jim, how you doing?
Hey, hanging in there, Larry. Yeah, I was just going to say, I saw the making of that movie, and all the gorilla movements they're based on sensors on that guy's body. And a little bit of trivia, that's the same fellow that did Gollum in the Lord of the Rings
Really?
movie.
Oh.
Yeah. And they did it the same. They did it the same way with the bodysuit full of sensors, and everywhere he moves, that's how Gollum moves.
Yeah. It gives it that realistic movement rather than such robotic, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And
Wow.
and when he was making the Lord of the Rings movies, he almost drowned in one of the one scene where Gollum is getting the fish out of the river or the stream there. He got sucked underneath a ledge in the water and just barely made it out alive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have a good
Wow.
day.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. All right, so we got 3 more to go. You already know what number 1 is. Number 3, I don't know if I've seen this or not. It's Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. I know I saw one of these movies. I don't know which one I saw.
Well, they're all this special. It was filmed all at the same time, right?
I don't know.
Well, they're filmed back to back to back.
Yeah. So all the effects are going to be pretty much the same. So no matter which Lord of the Rings you pick,
Oh, really?
they're all good effects.
And a lot of it was on the CG animation, and just like Jim just described. So, yeah,
All right, so the last one.
long movie. Wow, that was a long movie.
Which one?
All of them.
Yeah, I know they're all 3 hours each. It was like a 9-hour
Yeah.
marathon of holy
Let's
moly.
move on. Let's go.
All right,
All
so-
right, I see you're upset about the ring. Let's move on.
Well, my whole thing is, and I like the movie, but they already had flying creatures. So halfway through part 1, they're on flying creatures, and suddenly they get off and start walking. Why not just ride these
Right.
flying creatures to the end? You got a bird, use it.
Yeah, and it's a 2 out of the 3 hours. 2 of it they're walking
I know.
through. Oh wow, we really shouldn't go in there. Well, get back on the bird.
Yeah, you had exactly. You had the birds. Use the bloody things. I was like, oh, okay, this is
It was
ridiculous
like
now.
7 months to travel like 10 miles.
Yeah.
It was like Moses and the Jews. Just shut up and walk.
And you got a guy with a magic stick. It's not like you
years ago,
couldn't
40 miles.
yeah,
Shut up and walk.
ride you,
Right.
fly, yeah.
There you go.
You got a magic stick and some birds that'll listen to you. Hello.
I know.
Hold on, the phone is ringing. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hey guys, it's me again.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, that was actually filmed as one movie and broke up into 3 parts. And like the city of Rohan, the Hobbit village, were actually Peter Jackson actually had those built in full size for the movie, and the Hobbit village he gave to the guy whose property they built it on, and it's now a tourist attraction over there.
I want one of those
New
houses.
Zealand.
I want one of those little Hobbit
the
houses.
little Hobbit hole. Yeah, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Well, I think it'd be like green. You wouldn't have to pay electricity too much, but you got under a mountain hill type area. I bet it's very energy efficient.
It would be very easy to keep warm and cool. have a good day, everybody.
You couldn't invite Larry over.
Well, we'd make bigger ones, that's all. We would have to make them size appropriate.
All right, so the last one is actually number 2 because we already know number 1 is Avatar. It's another movie I did not see. Apparently, Leonardo DiCaprio is in it. It's called Inception. Number 2, Inception.
A lot of slow motion.
The special effects though are subtle, but they're very, very good.
Yeah, they're very good.
It's an interesting movie. I don't know if you call it a sci-fi.
Oh, that's
thriller
definitely
or not,
sci-fi thriller. Yeah, no,
right?
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of. Basically, these guys go in and control time and
In dreams, you're in dreamland.
In these dreams and do these dreams that can control your actions and guide you for what you should do, so the outcome matches what these people who paid him do. It's a far-fetched movie that's actually pretty good. I enjoyed it.
So the writer of this...
And I've watched it like 6 times to try to figure out what happens at the end. Because I'm like, well, is he in real world? Or did he go back in his own dream and just stay there so that he can be with his family?
The writer of the article points out this scene, a scene that shows the visual effects to a stunning level when Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character Arthur is running down a revolving corridor in zero gravity. And then it says the scene was filmed with an actual corridor placed on a revolving axis to simulate the anti-gravity effects. Wow.
That's where I like it. That's, I think, what makes special effects a little bit better, when you add that reality to it, when you actually move the set and you're actually there and using real props and then adding CG on top of it. That's real good
It made
stuff.
it to number 2 for this guy anyway.
I agree with that too. It's an interesting movie. It's not a movie that you stop halfway through.
Now, that's a movie,
Once
though,
you're
Galen. Have you seen it once or
you're in.
twice? Have you seen that one twice?
I've probably seen it more than that.
Okay, yeah. Because that's the kind of movie that I like, because it's so very detailed. It is so very well written that you really need to see it twice to catch all the small nuances and really
Correct.
understand it. Those are the movies I really get into, when you're actually able to say, hey, I saw that twice or 3 times, and on the third I finally caught this.
Oh, really? Really? I have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. A great special effects movie, considering it was made in the 1950s, was Forbidden Planet. I don't know if you've ever seen that one, but it won the Academy Award for special effects.
Really? Can you describe any of them? Describe an effect that was in the movie that impressed you.
Well, they had a really working robot. They had they had the grandfather to Star Trek transport effect.
Yeah, well, it sounds, we forget sometimes that when you look at old movies and see the special effects, that they were really state of the art for their day.
Oh yeah, try to do that.
Yeah,
Even try to
they
do
were
that
they were
nowadays.
pushing the edge for 1950s.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
I look back at some of those and I think, wow, if we were to even try those as amateurs today, you would think weuld be able to do it real easy, but it's not that easy.
Right.
Have a good morning.
Thank you, Jim. You know,
the robots told a show in Forbidden Planet. That robot was cool.
Yeah, but imagine trying to do that today with just you and I. Say, if you, me, and Larry tried to make a movie, that would still cost a lot of money.
It would take a lot of duct tape.
You know, your dad and Robin and I made a film about your dad being a genie coming out of a bottle. it was a very accomplished special effect, I thought.
Very, very, yes. The smoke and the poofing.
Well, maybe that's the other extreme, that if you don't know how or you can't do special effects, you just be as absurd and dopey as you possibly can be, and maybe you get away with it.
Oh, yeah, well, then it's a comedy and you're good.
When you make it campy, yeah.
Campy, yeah.
Well, then you got some Vern special, right?
Campy. I'm not going to call you Robin. I'm used to you being Dan now. Dan, do you want to do a segue?
Are you going to call Robin Dan?
Imagine that. I get so used to calling you. So you want to try a
Oh, you want to try me? All right, last day I'll try a segue.
try a segue, yeah.
Okay.
From movies to blood.
From special effects, you don't have to be a master of special things to give blood and save a life. You can just be your average, ordinary Joe and go in and give, what is it, a pint, a quart? How much you give for save 3 lives?
Galen, where are you at?
What?
It's a pint.
A
I
pint.
would just let you hang yourself, giving you enough room.
All right. Well, hey, I threw out a lifeline. You're supposed to help me out there.
Well, I wasn't sure where you were going, so.
I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. What does that matter?
Well, I thought you did a very good job.
Oh,
Did we get there? Are we there?
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Okay, we crossed the bridge. We're there.
You don't have to be special to save a life. Special
Nice job.
effects.
Well done.
You know.
Hey, another week of that, maybe you'll get it right.
There we go.
Oh,
But
no.
this is your final. this is
I
your
know,
final
very
show.
finale. I know. I love how Larry said that.
Final this time.
This is your final destination.
Sure, final.
You're done, my friend.
You're going to be, by the way, Dan,
Yeah.
you know this well, after the show, you're going to have a meeting with the owners. And we're going to discuss your future here.
After the show, I'm taking a
Yeah.
nap.
We got a nice meeting room, by the way. If when that meeting does take place, we got a nice meeting room here.
I'm putting a mattress on that and going to sleep.
And there's those are words you dreaded in radio. It's, oh yeah, we're gonna have a staff meeting.
Oh
Yeah.
no, you know the words you hate.
Coming?
We're gonna
No, just you.
we're gonna play.
We're gonna do some critiquing.
right critiquing and playing your air checks.
Oh, the air
That's the
checks.
worst.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Yeah, I'm going to need
used
another
to
air
dread
check.
that.
This is what you said on the air, right here.
How could you say that?
Well, and then they would just. Did you ever do one? And I know we're talking shock, but did you ever get one where they just played a random snippet? Right, where you went in and they just played 5 minutes of some random thing, and you're like, you picked that 5 minutes. All right.
And you knew it was the worst 5 minutes of your entire career. And they grabbed it.
Yeah, it's a computer error. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't have computers.
Oh, it was, yeah. I remember one time, a little shop here, but it's relatable. Galen, you know what a donut is, right? For a commercial?
Sure, of course.
A donut is
Yeah.
where you have a certain amount from the agency, and then in the middle, you insert some local. Well, there was a special commercial where it was supposed to be dead air in the donut. So the guy was talking, and then all of a sudden it was dead air. Well, that is the biggest no-no when you're running a radio
Right.
show, is to have that dead air.
Figure that out. Oh, that's brutal.
So I turned the whole station, and I just turned the commercial off. Oh, boy, that got me in some hot water. The guy that was listening was the owner of the company, that it was his commercial, calls me up. Oh, my program director comes in, raising Cane. I was on probation for
Been there.
forever. That was terrible.
there.
How about having that golden clock? When there's a certain time of the day you're supposed to play a golden oldie, you know?
Oh, I didn't have that part,
And,
yeah.
and well, in my shoes, I would say, you know, I like that old John Lennon song. That was a golden oldie, and I'd play it. That is not an old. that was not a hit. I said, well, yeah, but it was John Lennon. He was a hit.
Everything he played was a hit.
Yeah.
That was-
No, he wasn't. Not really.
I almost got fired from WOP for playing Margaritaville.
What? Now, that's a classic. How do you get fired for
Right,
that?
I found the 45. Yeah, it said do not play. Anyway,
That's too funny.
It didn't
like
say do not play
8:30,
today.
Oh man, I remember I'm having that meeting with the owner, and he's like, "What does that say?" I'm like, "Do not play." I'm like, I wanted to hear the song.
Oh,
I'm like, if I wanted to hear it, I figured everybody else wanted to hear it, and he happened to be listening.
Of course, it's the only way it works. The boss is listening when you're going to do that.
We had the same thing with
Remember, when you're working the night shift, you never want to get a call from your boss. And that's what happened. He's like, "Hey, Galen, why don't you come on in and see me in the morning?"
Okay.
Oh no, the worst is on a Friday. I need to talk to you on Monday. Then all weekend long you think, oh my god.
Yeah, what the heck is that about? Oh, and if you're a boss and you're a supervisor and you do that, you better tell your employee what you're talking about, or you just ruin their weekend.
You sure did. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have some fun then. Yeah, Friday. Wait till Friday comes. We're gonna have a chat with everybody. We're gonna have guys. We're gonna talk on Monday.
Yeah, just say.
Well, I do know that Joe wants to talk to you, Dan, about your work with the radio station.
That's too funny.
My
All right, Ganley, where is the Bloodmobile today?
Bloodmobile today is we're actually at the Walmart over by in the Shores, the new one.
The Walmart in the Shores.
I haven't been there yet. Have you
Yeah.
been there?
No, have
Galen,
not.
you been there?
Have not.
Yeah.
Any good?
It looks like a Walmart.
Any good?
It's nice. It's new. It's brand new.
That's the thing. These stores do well when they're new. They look good, but man, they go downhill fast.
You think?
I do.
No. It depends on the area. I mean, they're like the one on Silver Springs Boulevard still looks nice. Outside, maybe not, but inside it's very clean.
Well, outside's part of it.
If you can't get over to the Walmart in Silver Spring Shores, you can go on Silver Springs Boulevard. I keep wanting to say Silver River Boulevard. Silver Springs Boulevard. And right next to the Cascades, where we used to broadcast from, you can go donate blood at Life South over there. Or if you're in Denellen, which we're a little bit closer to now that we're at the Paddock Mall.
That's right.
Where would you go, Dan?
To Sweet Bay. Is that better? Does that work?
Very good. Very good.
Galen,
You're getting there.
do we have
Another
your,
week, you'd have it figured out.
another? Okay, all right. I'll work on
Not
it.
bad for your final show.
Remember, the
Man.
first
My
syllable is
final
always
show.
falsetto.
Oh, I didn't go falsetto. on that
Sweet.
one?
No, you did.
Okay.
Sweet
That's about as
Bay.
high as I can get.
All right, Galen, you have a good Tuesday. Only Tuesday. Hard to believe. Robin will be back tomorrow. How about that?
Woo.
You got any baseball games Friday, Galen?
Yeah, we need to know.
I don't know.
Okay, good. I'll set us a tea time up then.
All right, that a boy.
Okay.
Oh, really? You're going to go golfing?
Yeah, we got to practice. We've got some nice tournaments coming up. We're going to do some Vets Helping Vets.
Yeah, we sure do.
Going to go play in that tournament. So
All right, Galen. You have a great day.
All right, you guys are the best. Thanks, y'all.
We'll take a little break and be right back.
Pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine featuring local businesses and issues and written by local volunteers. Lady Lake Magazine has become a must-read in Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties, audited by Circulation Verification Council and serving the area for 23 years. Plus, Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. All we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 352-804-1223 and pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine today.
Now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Swear in Florida. A mix of clouds and sunshine today with a shower and thunderstorm in the area, high 85 to 89, and partly cloudy tonight, low 66 to 70. Tomorrow, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 83 to 87. For Thursday, clouds and some sun with a chance for a shower and thunderstorm, high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Ocala Radio, WOCA.
All right, let's take a look at the price of gasoline, see if we can save you a few pennies. Let's see if we cross that $3 mark. No, not yet. The average right now is $3.28 a gallon in Ocala. It's up actually
Yeah.
2/1000ths of a cent since yesterday. But the best price in town, actually 16 minutes ago in Denellen, the Sunoco station called in $3.18 over
Penny
there.
down from yesterday.
$3.18 a gallon. Let's see. In Ocala, the best I can tell you about is, 17 hours ago, the Pure gas station on Northeast 8th Avenue, $3.24 a gallon over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is once again that time of year to vote for Ocala Magazine's Best of the Best. Each year, you have the power to go online and vote for your favorite chef, restaurant, hotel, and of course, your favorite radio show. So go online to ocalamagazine.com and vote for Larry and Robin in the morning on WOCA, The Source.
Jacob, you forgot the voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin.
Ah, yes, of course. Then also vote for the voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin.
No, Jacob, they can't vote for both.
Well, that does present a problem. How do they decide?
I don't really care, just as long as they vote.
Are you always like this?
Like what?
So charming and friendly.
Oh, then yes, I am. Now wrap it up already.
Okay then, to recap, go to ocalamagazine.com and vote for anyone you want, as long as it's Larry and Robin in the morning or the voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin on WOCA, The Source. How was that?
It'll do.
Got a few minutes, just actually about a minute and a half to do some other news. Here we go. This is just such a good story. I didn't want to leave this one out.
Oh, okay.
This is a story out of London. This is other news, by the way. An English boy, listen to this, whose fear of flying was so bad that he was actually in Abu Dhabi for more than a year. He could not get on the plane. So a hypnotherapist was sent to go help him out. He's 12 years old, and He tried to board the plane on 4 previous occasions, only to have panic attacks so bad that he had to give up. The family considered traveling home by boat. However, he was sent, I'm trying to make this short, he was sent a hypnotherapist, and he's home now.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Well, you should try that then.
Abu Dhabi. What, me?
Yeah, you said you had the fear of taking off and landing.
Yeah, but it doesn't stop me from doing it.
We'll hypnotize you. You will not be afraid.
Really? I mean, I can't be alone in that. When you're sitting in the airplane, it's starting to go, you say, okay, please make it. Cross that threshold of danger zone. All right, next story is out of Lansing, Michigan. It's the last one I can only do two. A proposed law in Michigan is aimed at ensuring beer drinkers who pay for a pint to get 16 ounces. Woohoo! No, that's the whole thing. The measure was introduced in the House last week, and that's your legislation at work.
That's right.
When
the government shuts down, we have beer.
All right, we will take a little break. Mike Huckabee is up now, and then after Mike Huckabee, I'm trying to make sure I do everything right with my computer stuff here. We'll be back with News Bites.
This is the Huckabee Report for Tuesday. I'm Mike Huckabee from Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Now, when the government shuts down, it clamps a lid on a lot of common sense, too. That story next. Police called and broke the bad news to Charles. His personal and financial information was found on an identity thief's computer disk. Nervous and confused, Charles called LifeLock, the industry leader in identity theft protection. LifeLock went into action, uncovering multiple fraudulent credit applications the identity thief was trying to open in his name. LifeLock shut him down and helped him restore his good name and credit. Charles found out the hard way that identity theft is a global crime, a crime that's become so complex you just can't fight it alone. Stories like this remind me why I chose to protect myself and my family with LifeLock Ultimate. Don't wait for a call from the police before you take action. Do what I did. Arm yourself with LifeLock Ultimate. Visit lifelock.com/Huckabee for details and my special 10% discount. Or call and mention Huckabee to get my special 10% discount. Call 1-800-240-LOCK, 1-800-240-LOCK, 1-800-240-LOCK.
Network does not cover all transactions and scope may vary.
The shutdown made Americans think about how much government we have, whether we need it all, and whether the people running it have 2 brain cells to rub together. They're out of money, yet they spend more to barricade memorials and trees and even the ocean than to keep those things open. The flow of new federal regulations is slowed to a trickle, as if they expected Americans to be upset about that. Non-essential government workers were renamed non-exempt from furlough workers to protect their feelings, and coincidentally to stop reminding us of how much non-essential government we have. And federal workers were told it's illegal to use their own email accounts, even to tell subordinates when the shutdown is over. If they really can't even figure out when the government is back, then we really do have too much non-essential government. Obamacare defenders insist that the claim that it's depressing job growth is overblown. Well, the cost of health insurance might not be something employers worry about when they're hiring executives, but for people on the lower rungs of employment, the ones the government claims it's trying to help, the new health care law is giving them a double whammy. It's costing them their existing health coverage while cutting their work hours, making it harder for them to afford replacement coverage. And now that claim has been verified in the president's own home state of Illinois. The Illinois Policy Institute studied the 3 employment sectors whose average worker hours were closest to 30 hours a week before Obamacare. They're retail, food, and merchandise. That's where low-paid hourly workers are most heavily concentrated. Since Obamacare passed, the average hours worked in all 3 industries have dropped below 30 hours a week, the threshold for having to provide health care. So to put it another way, so many work hours have been cut due to Obamacare that it's the equivalent of losing 66,000 jobs in Illinois alone. Well, I know the politicians will say, those are just low-paying hourly jobs, so what does it really matter? Well, it matters a great deal to the people who have to feed their families by working at them. Here's a reminder you can get the Huckabee Report in podcast form. Go to MikeHuckabee.com for details.